Today we're going to tell you what it's been like full-time traveling.
We have hit our 30-day mark. We've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of goods and bads, and we kind of want to tell you about what our best and what our worst was.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. We can do what we like.
We have received a lot of questions, and so we thought we'd answer them for you today. First question, what are your favorite places that you visited?
I think I can speak for both of us and say that our favorite cities we've been to is definitely going to be Luang Prabang and Chiang Mai.
If you haven't checked out those videos, take a little look-see. Both places are charming, great night markets, great people, a great environment. I just can't really say more. I'm really smitten over both of them. Second question is, what's the worst place that you've been to so far? I can answer that one. I think our least favorite so far, and we've been to 3 countries, is going to be Hanoi, and that was just due to the circumstance of our Airbnb being 5 miles outside of the city and having bad weather and lack of stuff to do. And then our accommodation having no privacy, being in a tiny apartment with 8 people. So no sweat, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think that was mine too. We had to walk a really good distance, and even if we were closer, it just wasn't our scene. There was a lot of bars, so if you were just trying to go and have fun and party, Hanoi looked like it'd be a really good place, but for what we were doing, there was only a couple things that we really liked about it.
This question I really like. What's the craziest thing that's happened to us?
I would probably say the craziest thing was getting extorted out of money on that bus to Haiphong from Halong Bay. And that was just such a bad situation. He was threatening to kick us off a bus in the middle of nowhere. He had us go into our bags and get some more money out.
He pulled us the bus over just specifically
bad.
To try to get more money out of us. And then if we didn't come up with more money, then he would leave us there. Yeah. And then not only that, but on the Halong Bay, it didn't make it into the vlog, but money was stolen out of our bag. For me, I would say surviving without data. We did have an international plan, but most places we've been to so far, just the Wi-Fi is not working. And so we decided to just screenshot our way through traveling
through
right
Asia,
now.
Yeah.
So we've been doing, when we get to our accommodation, we take screenshots of what we need, and then we kind of just hope for the best.
One thing that wasn't super crazy, but it was pretty uncomfortable, was the Pattaya scene. I mean, we're walking down the main street of Pattaya, and there's all these bar girls that are hooting and hollering at me. I feel like a piece of meat. They're trying to walk in front of us and get us to come into the bar. They didn't even care that Amanda was there.
Yeah.
It was just nuts.
I felt uncomfortable too. I mean, people were yelling even though I was present, and I feel like I shouldn't be looking at what's going on over here, but you want to look. They draw you in, you can't help it.
Yeah, I knew it was in Pattaya, but I thought that it would be more in the main part of town because there's 2 different sides of town, and we were more in the condo section. So I thought that was crazy. It was just on that main street though. Okay, next question is laundry on the road. We have done this kind of by trial and error. I bought some little laundry packs. We've done it in the sink in a hotel that we were staying at. All of our clothes didn't dry. They all smelled mildewy. And then now we really try to be strategic. At least every other accommodation, we look to make sure there's a washer and dryer accessible. And that way we haven't run into any other issues so far. Now, if there's not a washer and dryer accessible, one thing that you can do is there's some places where you can find ladies that will do your laundry and they will hang them up. They usually need about a day for the stuff to dry, but it's pretty cheap price, so that's a good thing to do as well. We've done that.
Yeah.
Washing in the sink is not our favorite thing.
Next question we've gotten, at least from our family, is how much do our bags weigh? Now we did weigh our bags because we did have a portable scale before we took our first flight from Seattle to Hanoi, and my bags are right under about 60 pounds together.
Dude, she's holding up more than half her body weight. It's crazy. She's a beast.
No, just kidding. Yeah, not always, but I do like the exercise part. One question we get is, who does what?
So who does what? What's the job roles for us traveling and doing the YouTube channel? So I am in charge of the filming, and I also do the editing.
That's more of a new role for you.
Yeah. She did most of the editing in Korea. I've done pretty much all the editing for the travel videos so far.
We got new editing software before we came, and I just didn't get a chance to learn how to do it, so I haven't done any so far. And then I've obviously been doing a lot of travel planning, and then doing some other work that needs to get done. Okay, are you ready for this question? What is the best food that you've had so far?
Ooh, this is a good question. So my favorite food so far has to be the pad thai that was in Bangkok.
That was so good.
It was so delicious. It was cheap. It was only $1 for a gigantic plate, and it came wrapped in an egg, which I thought was the coolest thing ever.
For me, I love the Thai iced teas and the fruit shakes in Luang Prabang, and each drink was about $1. Super good and refreshing, especially because it was like 1,000 degrees out each day. And then my favorite food, definitely the pho in Vietnam. It was just on the side of the road, just a little shack, and it was the most amazing, incredible soup I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, when we initially walked by it, we were going to the lake, and we passed 2 pho shops. One had a ton of people and one had no one. And when we came back around, we stopped at the one that had a ton of people, and it was so worth it.
I want to go back if I could, but I guess it's not that convenient.
I am not a soup person or a noodle person, and even coming from me, the pho was really delicious.
Yeah.
Now our next question is, what is our favorite go-to food on the road?
Ding, ding, ding. I know that one in heartbeat. Oreo. Not just the sandwich cookies, but in McFlurries, in little ice cream cones they have at the convenience store. They have Oreo, like everything.
Something that I eat quite a bit would probably be the pork buns. I am in love with the pork buns.
You like find them, like, I don't know how.
I've got sensors, dude.
You do, I think you do. You always come back with a pork bun, like your mouth full.
But my favorite snack food that I found, like street food, would have to be in Bangkok as well. That little pastry thing that was filled with whipped cream and the strawberry syrup. So good. That was mouth-watering.
What is our biggest annoyance so far?
A biggest annoyances? Well, there are a few. If we're walking around, biggest annoyance probably has to be the taxi, tuk-tuk drivers, people trying to sell you stuff, and they hassle you and follow you, and it's horrible. And especially like taxis and buses honking their horns, super loud.
If you're not, especially if you're not expecting it, and I have really sensitive ears. Yeah, that's been really scary. Recently, in the last couple Airbnbs we've been at, we've experienced a strange money-saving thing that some of our hosts are doing, where they either remove the hot water heater or they keep it down at the lowest setting so we have cold showers so they could save a few bucks. And then we've also experienced having to connect to Wi-Fi using a little hotspot, and the hotspot doesn't work at all. Our international plan that we got, and we had a lot of questions answered prior to getting the plan, and then we realized that it doesn't even work, at least for the countries we've been to so far. It's been a little bit of a letdown, and then we've quickly resorted to taking screenshots, but we'll probably move to getting SIM cards.
Yeah, we ended up having to get a SIM card in Vietnam just because we were there for a while and we were going all over the place. But definitely thinking that you're going to have an international plan and being told that if you're not in a covered area that it'll just be at a slower rate, and then getting right off the plane to start your travel and it's saying, boom, you have no data, you're pretty much screwed. And yeah, we just had to resort to taking screenshots of everything and using Google Maps as the GPS location. So
okay, traveling has given me some resilience and flexibility, because I've always been a massive planner, and I've never realized or been in so many situations where things don't go the way that you plan. And so for me, I really enjoyed letting things roll off my shoulder and having an appreciation for just being flexible, and also not planning on a day-to-day basis. We don't actually know what we're doing.
Yeah, we just pretty much decide when we walk out the door. But yeah, I think that it's really amazing how relaxed Amanda's been with not having everything just set in stone, because back home, she's a huge planner. Now, the first part of this trip, I planned pretty much everything, where we were gonna go, what we were going to do, where we were going to stay. To pretty much sum up my experience within this last month, I think that I've just had such a great time. I mean, I tell Amanda all the time, especially when we're feeling low or we had a bad travel day, is that people would really want to go to just one of these places. One of these places that we're going to is a trip of a lifetime for regular people. And we're getting to go and see a lot of them. And I really think that this is just such a great opportunity, and it's just such an amazing experience. It's really, really great. And I love doing it with my wife.
You better.
Yeah.
Same, I don't think I would make it anywhere if I didn't have your directional skills.
Yeah, because whenever, we almost have like a thing where I have to walk in front.
You're the guide dog.
That's not, yeah. It's not just because I'm faster, but it's because I'm a guide dog. Because if Amanda happens to move in front of me for some reason, say if I get, blocked by someone else and she takes the lead, she just starts walking, and she'll end up somewhere completely, she'll end up in China. So I am the guide dog.
That's so true, but I appreciate that. The other thing that has opened my eyes completely about traveling has been Airbnb. And I've never used it prior to traveling, but man, oh man, do I really appreciate the platform and the usability of it, and the ease and the cost effectiveness of traveling. Because I sometimes, depending on where we're going, I will take the time and look at hotels versus Airbnb.
I just love how easy it is to use. I'm not someone that's really good with finding places to stay normally, but with Airbnb it's just so easy. I mean, you just put in a couple of your filters, put in the area where you want. It's just such a flexible and easy to use app to find accommodations.
And if you've never used Airbnb, we do have a coupon code that we link in each video. So if you're interested in saving some money on your first stay, you definitely can take advantage of our link we provide in each video.
Yeah, and Airbnb is not sponsoring us or anything. We just love the service.
Right.
I think that's gonna do it, guys. This is pretty much our rundown of our last 30 days, what's been going on, what's the good, what's the bad, what we've loved.
What it's like to be full-time travelers. See you around the world.
Bye, guys.
Baby, while we're young.